How do you create a positive work environment? This can be a difficult issue to tackle, but today I'm going to dive into it. These are kind of things that I see as the best way to create a positive work environment, and I'm from the top to the bottom, from the CEO to if you're just your regular employee, these can all apply to you. So with that, my name's Chris. I'm a coach here at Life on Your Terms, and we make videos here at Life on Your Terms so you can do exactly that. And maybe you feel like your work environment isn't very great. So that's why I encourage you to take the balance wheel in the description below, and maybe you'll gather some insights into the professional side of things, but not just professional. You're gonna see relationships, you're gonna see health, and you're gonna see resources as well. But today we're talking specifically the professional side and the work environment piece of that. How do you create a positive work environment? I think there's three things, and stick around to the end because I think the last one is actually the most important. So first, communication. I think communication is key. And in that, I would encourage honest and transparent communication. Whether you're the manager or you're just a frontline employee, you can encourage honest and communication by just saying, hey, how did you think I did on this? And shoot me straight. And if you just start doing that, there's a chance it's gonna be infectious and other people will start doing that. And the reverse is true as well. If you want that passive aggressive communication and you encourage it, it'll happen. So encouraging the honest and transparent communication no matter where you're at is crucial so employees and managers can get out what they think, because that is the quickest way to the solution. The truth might not feel the best always, but it will get you there the quickest. And so I would ask for feedback always, encourage discussion about whatever it may be, and from everyone, not just managers, not just frontline employees. Everybody should be talking about it. And encourage idea sharing. Ask people, what do you think about this? And have them share what they think about it, because they may have an insight that may be super valuable, but they don't speak up because the communication isn't open and transparent. It will create trust and collaboration and just encourage the actual better outcomes that you're gonna get from this. So open and honest is the quickest way. And with that, with this communication, I'm gonna lump in opportunities for growth and development. You wanna encourage that and make that very well known through your communication. Foster a positive environment with learning and skill building. If there's employees that wanna move up and they want to learn more, encourage that. And if you are an employee, talk to your manager about that stuff and encourage that open communication, because you can change a lot, even if you're just a frontline employee. So that's the first one. I think communication is key, as we've always heard. So the second thing that I think is crucial for a positive work environment is a culture of appreciation and recognition. There is nothing worse than when you put your heart and soul into a project for your company, and then someone else takes all the credit and you get no appreciation and recognition. Now, of course, there are gonna be times where you're expected to do your job duties and you're not gonna get appreciated and recognized, and that's okay. But if you put in a lot of effort, it feels great when you do get appreciated and recognized. So no matter if you're at the bottom or if you're at the top, acknowledge and celebrate the achievements of those around you. If you see a manager that you really like the behaviors that they are displaying, compliment them on it so they know, appreciate them and recognize them, and then maybe they will start doing that as well. So again, you can do this at the bottom or at the top. And if you are a manager, implement shout outs and a recognition process where people can be recognized, because this will boost morale and motivation among your employees. It'll encourage them to try harder to be recognized. It feels good to be recognized, and they're also going to feel better about their work when they are being recognized and appreciated. So that is crucial to having a great work staff. And I think also, I'm going to lump this one in here too, is encourage a work-life balance. Respect boundaries, encourage employee well-being. So if someone has a certain boundary about something, respect it and appreciate and recognize it. And again, through these 2 points, this is just my viewpoint. Maybe this isn't how you see it, but this is how I see it to create a positive work environment. I think these are valuable. So the second one was culture and appreciation and recognition. That brings me to my third point, which I think is the most important. When you don't have this, all respect flies out the window, and everything you talk on doesn't mean as much. And I think it is leading by example. Leading by example is absolutely necessary for any of these things to work. Everything flies out the window if you don't. And what I would say with that is set a positive tone with positive reinforcement. So instead of punishing your employees, because punishment, you have to increase it over time for it to remain effective. Whereas positive reinforcement, you can continue to do the same positive reinforcement and people will always feel good about it. So I encourage doing the positive reinforcement instead of negative punishment for when someone does something wrong. When someone does something right, appreciate and recognize them. It all ties back to those first 2 points. And then also demonstrate the exact behaviors that you want to see out of others. If you want to see open and honest communication, then you need to display that behavior, no matter where you're at. Again, this applies to everybody. You can lead by example as a frontline employee, and that may inspire a manager to do the same thing and do the behaviors that you want to see to create that positive work environment. So you want to display the exact behaviors and attitudes as well. If you want to be positive, you need to carry that with you throughout the work environment. And by doing this, it will inspire others and people will respect you. I've worked at a job where they encouraged us to, not even encouraged, they told us we always need to be busy, we always need to be doing something, we always need to be positive. I can respect all those things, and I think all those things are great. But then those managers that said that same thing, you would see them just sitting, talking and laughing. And it's like, how can you respect that? And it's the same thing anywhere. If you need to lead by example so that others respect what you say, because if they were to say that to us and then they were to be always busy, we'd be like, okay, have to respect that because they're doing it, and it actually would probably inspire us to do the same. Where when they don't do that, it actually creates resentment, and then if you don't have that communication piece either, you don't feel like you can tell them that, and it's a terrible culture. So leading by example is actually, I think, the most important thing on this list. Whatever behaviors or attitudes you want to see, you've got to lead by example. So again, guys, it was how do you create a positive work environment? Hopefully that was helpful.